Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're hopping back into Garp's Challenge Heavenly Demon 2, utilizing Kaido and Big Mom, the verse unit that has just recently released in probably, the last 2 weeks on OPTC Global. But in today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. We're not bringing a character to remove poison as a support, and we're not actually using poison sockets. So these are the sockets I am using. As you can see, we do not have max poison sockets. We do have max blind, despair, auto, and damage reduction, the essential stuff, you know. But if you have a look at our supports as well, we don't actually have a support to remove poison either. So if you guys don't know, this HERACLES-UNN, the one that came out around the Mihawk Corona time, he actually has a special to remove poison, as well as burn and paralysis. And if you have 5 or more strength characters on the team, well, strength or psi, he's going to double slots for strength and psi as well. So this is how we're going to get around our poison. We're going to see how well it works. I have done some dummy runs, and it actually does work quite well, but the team does come down to some precise sort of timing. So before we hop into the run, let's talk about the characters. So we do have Kaido vs Big Mom as our captain. Using Big Mom in long content and stuff where there's normal attacks only is always the way to go. The fact that she can heal with similar orbs and recovery orbs through perfects is very, very handy, as well as her versatility giving a lot of healing. She gives a lot of HP, which is very essential for the run as well. On our Big Mom, we do have this support of Perispera as well. He can remove 2 turns of defense up or threshold, depending on which one comes first. And in this run, it's very, very handy against Virgo, so he is very, very good. Next, we have Vivi and Rebecca. Vivi and Rebecca are just absolutely built for this content. As you know, they have a great switch ability, 2.5 times chain lock, healing. They remove damage reduction and defense up. Plus, they can use this Kiro support for a little bit extra attack, or 2 times their attack on the turn use their special. I don't think that's overly essential. It just sort of helps out and makes the run a little bit smoother if you are in the strength variation of Vivi Rebecca, which 99% of the time you're not. But, I mean, I've got him here just in case you are. Next, we've got Buggy. Buggy's great for this piece of content. Because he removes paralysis, special 1, and attack down by 5 turns, makes him an exceptional sub and a very good rare recruit. But because our captain is actually driven, it's actually amazing because we can get a full board of orbs through block orbs. Plus, he has a sailor to remove special 1 on himself, as well as paralysis for the entire crew by 1 turn. He can also use the support of either Rare Recruit Kid or use something like this Judge to get a 1.3 times attack color affinity boost on the final stage, as Dofi doesn't allow you to use color affinity. Next, we have Heracles, and you guys, we've already spoken about him. He's just got a stat booster, and then finally we've got Don Krieg and Jin. Don Krieg and Jin can remove defense up by 5 turns, and that's why they're really, really good for Dofi too. But they can also give a 2 times slot boost to our entire crew, and because they actually do damage as well, we can actually use the support of a Kaido for a 1.5 times attack boost to our strength units, as well as having an amazing switch ability that actually gives us a 20% damage reduction, as well as giving themselves our own slot. Whenever we are in the Jin formation, though, we aren't boosted by either captain, but just by utilizing the switch ability for the damage reduction makes it all the worthwhile, as well as getting that attack and orb boost in one character. Alright, so let's hop into the run now, and let's see how we go. Like I said, I have done some dummy runs with this particular team, but the downside to using someone like Big Mom and Kaido together is their captain abilities do kind of conflict. Unfortunately, they do boost, obviously, strength and int simultaneously. Kaido boosts Dex while Big Mom boosts Psi, but because Big Mom increases the chance of landing on recovery orbs, and this event reduces that, Kaido increases the chance of landing on T&D orbs. It's sort of it's kind of counterintuitive a little bit, because it counteracts itself, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. It just makes it a little bit harder to get those T&D and recovery orbs to build up their verse meter. I've actually used this team, and I've actually got to the end of the run, and I actually haven't even got the verse meter maxed in the entire run, which is a bit crazy, to be honest. So once we've passed the fodder stages, we can move into the actual piece of content. And first of all, we come up against Monet. Monet's going to bind our bottom, all that crew, by 4 turns. And she only allows us to use 1 special per turn. She has a double perfect barrier as well as having end of turn damage. So she is a little bit finicky to get around. And obviously with this entire run, you don't want to let any of these characters take a knee. Otherwise, they will basically just end you. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch with our Vivi Rebecca after we get our crewmates back, and then we can use our Big Mom special. Utilizing our Big Mom special first is always very, very handy, as Kaido is actually going to get cooldown later on in the run. So we did manage to get 2 recovery orbs, which we are going to make sure we gobble up, and put towards our verse meter, and hopefully you guys hit your 3 perfects there, as that way we can get an orb boost on the next stage. We can carry the orb boost over with the Big Mom Kaido amazing special ability. The 2.25 times attack and then the 2.5 times orb boost is just absolutely god tier special. On to the next stage against Virgo. Virgo puts up 2 turns of defense up, and this is where Perispero comes in handy. He does like a 90% HP cut, reduces healing, and gives himself an attack up, which is... he does a lot, man. This Virgo does a hell of a lot. So, we do have the carryover effect of the orb boost from the previous turn from the Big Mom special. So, we can just utilize that orb boost with the VV Rebecca switch ability to just take out Virgo easy peasy. On to the next stage, we come up against Caesar Clan. Now he's going to give us a full board of block orbs and special bind our entire crew for 5 turns. This is where Buggy's god tier, because Buggy can remove the paralysis with his Sailor. He can remove the special bind with his special, and he can give you a full board of orbs through block orbs, which is very handy as well. We can then switch with Vivi Rebecca, so we have our 5 strength units, and this is where we're going to be using our HERACLES-UNN to remove the poison as well as give us an orb buff. With that orb buff, and removing the poison and the 2.5 times chain lock, we can actually take out Caesar Clan easy peasy here. It actually works really, really well. But if you guys need to and you have the HP, or if you have your characters limit breaking like I do, you can actually take an extra turn there. If you do need a little bit of stalling to, say, get back your Buggy special or your Big Mom special, as I do have my Big Mom and Kaido limit break keyed. On to the next stage now, we come up against Pica. Pica puts up 2 turns of defense up. 2 turns of defense up and 1 turn of paralysis is just very, very prevalent through this entire run. So what we're going to do here is we can switch with our Vivi Rebecca to give ourselves a 2.5 times chain lock. And then we're going to use our Don Krieg and Jin special to give us a 2 times orb boost, as well as a 1.5 times attack boost. Now, if you guys are struggling for specials, as I mentioned, you can actually take an extra turn here on the Pica stage. Now, I'm actually just trying to think on the next stage. I do want to switch into Rebecca on the second turn, so I'm actually going to take an actual turn here, because you do want to make sure when you go into the next stage against what are they called, Trebol and Sugar, that on the second turn you actually switch into Rebecca. So as you can see, you can easily take a shot there. It's really not that big of a deal, as we can take out Pica on the next turn. So we're going to switch with Vivi Rebecca once again, and just with that chain lock, we have plenty of damage with our 5 times captains to just absolutely decimate our boy Pica. You don't even have to attack with Kaido, super easy peasy. So with that, you can get that extra cooldown as well, but if you have your rotations or your switch rotations into like a better order than I did, you could easily just take out Pica in that particular turn. So the idea is when you move into Trebol and the Sugar stage, is you actually want to switch into Vivi on the very first turn. So that way you get the 2.5 times chain lock, and we can use the special of Kaido to give us a 2.25 times attack boost. Now the reason we want to switch into Vivi is so when we switch into Rebecca next turn, we have 2 characters that have an orb, and that is very, very important, as we do need to kill Trebol. And Kaido's carryover effect is going to give us a 2.5 times orb boost. So the idea on turn 1 is just to focus on Sugar, make sure that we can take her out easy peasy, and you can actually use your HERACLES-UNN to kill, or to just put a shot into Trebol. Now be careful how much damage you do to Trebol if you are attacking him on this particular turn, as he can slot bind all your characters but 10 turns if you do more than half HP. On the second turn, he's going to give us another full board of quick orbs. With the switch ability of Vivi Rebecca, we can easily get 2 matching orbs in our Don Krieg and Jin and Vivi Rebecca themselves. And with that 2.5 times attack boost, we can just absolutely decimate our boy Trebol. Vivi Rebecca limit break key, man. They've got a lot of attack, like a lot of attack. On to the next stage, we come up against Mark Weiss, Senior Pink, and Gladius. Now, this is where I was saying that the support of, what's his name? Kyros is actually not essential at all, as he gives a 2 times attack boost to a, or actually, to be honest, we don't even really need the chain lock on this particular turn. Normally, I would switch with Vivi Rebecca to guarantee us another orb, but, you know what, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to use their special. Because they're going to give 2 times color affinity and a 2 times attack boost, I feel like we can just absolutely destroy Mr. Mark Weiss here. So let's just do that. Let's just take him out like super easily. And then we're going to focus the rest of our shots onto our boy Senior Pink. Now, if you don't kill Senior Pink, at the end of the day, it's really not that big of an issue. You can easily just tank a shot from him there, as hitting your perfect with Vivi Rebecca can give quite a lot of pinch healing. But when you do kill Senior Pig, he's going to give your friend captain a massive cooldown. So what we can do here against Gladius is we can just hit our perfects with Vivi and Rebecca to get that pinch healing, as well as use the switchability of Don Krieg and Jin to give a nice juicy 20% damage reduction. Now with Gladius, you do want to be careful how much damage you do to him. If you get him below 70%, which is around where his like little ear hole is, he is going to like paralyze your entire crew for 50 turns, which you really do not want that to happen. So just be very careful how much damage you do against Gladius, as he can sort of cuck your run. Alright, now that we've sort of stalled out enough turns, used our switch abilities of Don Krieg and Jin to get damage reduction, and the switch abilities of Vivi Rebecca to get some healing, we can now focus on taking out Gladius on this next turn. When Gladius says, I'll clean this up, that's a good time to move on. So we can switch with Vivi Rebecca, that way we have our 5 strength units once again, and then we can use our HERACLES-UNN special to actually give us a 2 times orb boost to our strength units. And with that, we should be able to take out our boy Gladius here. Easy peasy. Now, as you can see, we do have the versatility available, so if you guys need any healing or any extra base stats from Kaido, you guys can use the Big Mom versatility there just to get a little bit extra healing if you are lacking that limit break status. On the next turn, we come up against Diamante. So Diamante is going to give us 5 turns of special line once again. So this is where we're going to use the special of our Buggy. Buggy is going to give us a full board of orbs, as well as remove that special blind for us. And then we can use the switchability of Vivi Rebecca. That way we can get a 2.5 times chain lock. Oh, excuse me. And then we can actually use our Big Mom special for a 2.25 times attack boost. And then we can use our Don Krieg and Jin special. Or actually, depending on if you have a limit break key Kaido, like friend, this is where you do want to be very careful. Now, if you... Actually, no, you don't want to... I take it back. You don't want to be using the Don Krieg special because you want to hang on to that for the final stage. So just ignore me. Don't even listen to me there. I do apologize there. But if you aren't bringing a friend limit break key Kaido, you do want to try and take 2 turns on this particular stage, as you are going to be 1 special short moving into that final stage. But as you can see, just with the Big Mom special, we have heaps of damage. So just try and get Diamante as low as possible if you aren't bringing a limit break keyed friend, as you may need that extra turn. So just take 2 turns on Diamante and it's easy peasy. On to the final stage against the big dogs Dofi. There's 2 of them, unfortunately. And they put up 2 turns of defense up. Once again, they're both dex units, and they give us a full board of block orbs. So what we want to do on this particular stage here, we have the color affinity from the judge. We can switch with Vivi Rebecca for the chain lock. Then we can use our Burst Kaido special to give us a 2.25 times attack boost, as well as give us a full board of T&D orbs. Now, Kaido obviously makes T&D orbs matching, so that's going to be our full board of orbs, which is very handy. And then we can use Don Krieg and Jin to actually remove the defense up. Now, if you had to take 2 turns against Diamante, don't stress. You won't have the 2.5 times orb boost from Big Mom, but you will have a 2 times orb boost from Don Krieg and Jin, which will very much suffice, as we do have 5 red units and we have a lot of damage. So what I'm actually going to do here for the sake of the video, I'm actually going to use the versatility of Big Mom and Kaido, just to see that beautiful animation of the Emperors clashing. Doom! And then we're going to use the Big Mom one. I'm just going to skip that one because we just watched it. And then we can finish off the Dofis. Now, do start with Big Mom, as obviously she doesn't have color affinity. And then we can just attack with our other units. And it's just going to be an absolute whitewash for our boy Dofi. As you can see, like, I'm not even attacking with one of my units. There's a lot of damage there. Big Mom gives a lot of healing. And the team actually functions very well. It's quite safe. The only big issue that I did find with it was that stage against Trebol and Sugar. You do just need to be careful that you are switching into Rebecca on that second turn for the orb boost. Honestly, that was the only knock I had with the team. The rest of the run just worked very smoothly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that big red subscribe button too. For all you bloody legends that are already subscribers, consider becoming members today by hitting that juicy join button. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lates!